Welcome back to the Trotter Chatter podcast, and we are on episode 108, and season 4 is well and truly underway. Obviously sponsored as usual by the lovely Triple Hire. Ben,
Yes, dear.
do you want to tackle your weekend projects with ease?
More than anything.
Well, Triple Hire offers a reliable whacker plates and cement mixers ready to go whenever you are.
All my projects need whacker plate and cement mixers as well.
We got we got 5 of each available. Prices? Do you want prices?
I love them.
Well, you'll have to go to triplehire.co.uk for
My
that.
God, you've teased me. You've edged me.
Thank you very much, Triple Hire. So what have you been up to this week then, Ben?
Fuck all, to be honest with you. Not much. Just waiting for the season to come back.
Yeah, we've had sort of a bit of a post-Benidorm, lull time, haven't we? Charging up again, charging the old back.
Yeah, be ready to cause some chaos soon.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm more than ready, I've got my my work summer party on Friday, so I'm back at it again.
And as is tradition, you're going to be an absolute disgrace.
Oh,
You're going to let down your family.
Yeah, I'm going to be terrible, as usual. Jordan, what have you been up to, love?
Not much myself, really. It's been quite a quiet one. Just saving the pennies, really. Just waiting for things to happen. I'm going to need to do something sometime soon, but yeah, another quiet one.
And welcome back, Sam. How have you enjoyed your little break? Have you been up to much?
Yeah, not really. Actually enjoying Saturdays for the first time in a very, very long time, actually. Not doing something that makes me miserable and spending lots of money. But hopefully things are looking up and the transfer window certainly seems good. So hopefully it'll be good come August.
Yeah, we're one of the most active clubs so far in League One, despite all our fan base thinking it's the end of the world. We've still got a month till the season starts and 2 months till the window's close. So obviously the lads are back in training. They went back, was it Monday or yesterday, in the new clobber for some reason in Wigan Athletic blue and white. I normally buy the training shirts, but to be honest, the colours weren't for me. The wheels are starting to turn now. The Virtue Trophy is back, and we are in Group E. So we've got Rotherham United, Oldham Athletic, and obviously the usual under-21 side from the Premier League, including either United, Liverpool, Wolves, Forest, Newcastle, Leeds, Everton, or Man City. We fancy any of them as an early trip out. I think, will Oldham be the away game?
I think it might be.
Yeah.
When we won it, the League 2 game was the away. It was Tranmere. So hopefully it is again.
I think they do it because I think the idea of the cup is to
give them some money.
Yeah.
Support lower clubs, yeah. I think Oldham could be good. It must be quite a while since we played Oldham.
We're already thinking about it.
Tuesday night in Oldham.
Yeah.
Oh, sounds awful, but let's go.
Did you not go to Oldham on your adventures last year, Ben, or is that one?
No, I went to Rochdale.
Rochdale, cracking carcraft. We've got some news as well. Obviously, an active transfer week, 2 weeks, but Schumacher has warned that more players could leave this summer in order to achieve balance to the force, paraphrased. There will be comings and goings, he said. There will be certainly a few more in, and there are a few more that will leave because we can't have a squad full of 28 players, so more to come. Keep your eyes peeled. In the interim, though, Bolton are delighted to confirm the arrival of highly regarded goalkeeper Teddy Sharman-Law on a season-long loan from Chelsea. That was the first one we found out about, and it took a while to get over the line. He's still out with England as, I think, third choice goalkeeper. They're in the final now. Congratulations, England. Just announced today, Destinology becomes the club's official back of shorts partner for the men's first team. We don't even see
that. That's really woke.
Yeah. Don't need any more signings as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
How much you think that sponsorship deal cost? Must be like $3,000.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, where are we going to put you? Back of the shorts.
Just below the earth, if that's okay with you.
Yeah. Who looks on back of George Johnson's shorts?
Transfer rumours, obviously talks with Niall Ennis were underway, but it looks like he's gone back to Blackpool after a successful loan spell. That's just been announced in the past hour. Bolton's still very confident on doing a deal for Kelly and Mai. Obviously, we had the 500k rejected. I believe it's 600k plus for a new one. Not heard anything since. Offer was made for Tom Barkhuizen, but I believe he's exploring options elsewhere with Bristol Rovers and Bradford City looking
Well,
at him.
Bristol Rovers got all this money from as well, all of a sudden.
They're League Two
That-
now.
Yeah.
When we bought Aaron Collins,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Chris Martin left as well, didn't he? Lolos and Nolundaloo have both been told they are surplus to requirements and they are allowed to find another club or else they'll be playing with the B team. Oh,
I saw pictures of Lolos in training today, but not on Lundaloo.
I didn't even see any Lolos ones. I didn't realise he was actually there.
He was walking in, wasn't he?
Obviously, it's very early on. I think there's still a few B team lads knocking about, isn't there? New rules will be coming in. I mentioned them briefly last week, designed to aid time wasting. I thought I'd explain them in more detail now. I've done a bit of research for you. So the first one is goalkeepers are only allowed, it will take 8 seconds to do a goal kick. Once 3 seconds is done, the ref will hold out his hand and count down.
This is genuine, this.
This is real. In view to stop time wasting. The captain can only dispute with the referee now, designed to create a romantic relationship between the captain and referee, because that's gone, hasn't it? It's gone.
You don't get them shacking up as much these days.
No. I think you're allowed to speak to the ref, but in terms of disputing anything, just the captain. Latest rumour looks like Luke Southwood could be the next name out of the door at Wanderers after he emerged favourite to move to Bristol Rovers. They're looking to take him on. Someone said that it was £1 million. Someone says it's a free. So somewhere in the middle.
Somewhere between nothing and 1 million.
A
I thought that's not
million-
incorrect.
£1 million.
If we get 1 million for Southwood, Jesus Christ.
I wouldn't necessarily want to lose him either, but £1 million,
No.
Jesus Christ.
I don't think it's necessary for us to sell him, but if Schumacher don't want him,
He might have said he wants to be number one and kicked off a bit.
He probably thought he was going to be, didn't he, when Baxter...
I mean, he's not
I
a
thought
bad
he was.
goalkeeper. He's not a bad goalkeeper.
No.
I think
Do you
he'd
win
be
the league?
perfectly fine.
Do you win the league with him, though?
no.
No, he's just solid, isn't he? And that's why he's a good second goalkeeper for a lower League One team. It does go then. What do we think about Hutchinson being second goalkeeper? Does that leave us short, in your opinion? What do we?
We can't keep him as second choice. It's too much pressure for him. Say fucking Teddy dropped down in first game, and we fucked it if Hutchinson's in. So I say get an experienced old head in, someone who knows the league. Jamal Blackman, free agent, someone who plays in the division. Get someone like that in as a second option. Like it's a no-brainer for me. That.
Is that someone giving a transfer opinion and actually giving some substance and ideas to it? That's madness. Obviously, pre-season will be underway soon. We're off to Marbella next week to play Orlando Pirates at the Marbella Football Centre. Couldn't get any better than that. And you never guess what comes back after that. Pub Watch will be back as we visit Barrow, Hibs, Longridge, Shrewsbury, and then Preston come to our gaff before the season starts in August. So I think it's the 1st to the 3rd or something like that. So the purpose of this episode, we call it the League One Lowdown. We're going to be looking at the teams in the division and how we think they're going to get on, who we think goes down, who we think challenges for the top, who we think could potentially be a flop. So the newly promoted sides, AFC Wimbledon, they finished 5th in League Two and got promoted through the playoffs, managed by Johnny Johnson. Have only made one signing so
Johnny Jackson,
sorry.
Johnny Johnson.
My eyes
not
are
Jack
not,
Johnson, is it?
my eyes are not the same. Banana pancakes. So the 125-1 to win the league, and 33-1 for promotion. What do you reckon then, Ben? Obviously, they didn't really set League Two alight. Do you think they could be potentially the one of the favourites to go down?
Yeah, I don't see how they're not. There's a fear that they might end up being the whipping boys, unfortunately. But someone has to be.
True, and we've had quite a bit of a turnover of sort of the whipping boys have gone down finally.
Yeah.
There was a few in Northampton, obviously looked like they could hang on. Burton, Bradford were the other team who came up. Bradford City, a proper club, an exciting away. Finished third in League Two. Manager Graham Alexander. They've gone sort of fast to work. Brought in like Max Power, Curtis Tilt, Joe Wright, Stephen Humphreys. So some decent players. Jordan, then what do you think about Bradford? An exciting, proper team in the league. Do you
Yeah,
fancy them or?
I think they'll do all right. I don't think they're going to be top half, but every player they've signed knows the league. It'll be a cracking away day. They'll definitely get a lot of people going there. Holds a lot. They belong in League One Plus, don't they? So
Yeah.
I wish them all the luck in the world, really, because I want these historical, proper clubs to do well. I don't think they'll be the whipping boys like, say, Wimbledon or like Crawley was last season, but they'll be down there to a certain extent.
They've got too many like EFL shithouses, aren't they? Like
Yeah.
Humphreys isn't a whipping boy as much as we hate him.
Yeah.
Sars will do some stuff.
Has he actually stayed? I thought he doesn't like League One.
At the moment,
No.
he's still there, yeah.
But yeah, I think they could. I think they could finish in top 10. Personally,
I don't think it'd be very nice going to Valley.
No,
I would like that as our first
Valley
game of the
Parade,
season,
yeah.
to be
Valley
honest.
Parade.
I'd like that as our first game.
Yeah.
You know, I'd love that as an away. I'm earmarking Bradford as one I'd like to do. I'd like it to be a Saturday, ideally, because it's not far, but it's not dead close, is it? So I would like to see that. Doncaster Rovers, the other team to come up, they finished top of the league and had a really, really good campaign. Again,
Fucking goalkeeper.
yeah, we've got him, haven't we? They've been pretty busy. But again, are they going to be another team which can do League Two, but can they do League One? Along with them came Port Vale under Darren Moore. I think they were a little bit worried about sort of whether Darren Moore was a good appointment. Obviously, he dropped down from, was it Wednesday, and then went to Port Vale?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So
They've really backed him at Port Vale as well.
Yeah, and they've thrown some money at it. They've brought in like Liam Gordon, Jordan Shipley, Cameron Humphreys. So they've brought some players in. So it'd be interesting to see how they do. I don't fancy the away day. I must be completely honest.
Not again.
No.
It's a bit open to the elements, isn't it?
I think I think you'll have an ingredient that won't be there this time though. So I'm sure you'll be fine.
Yeah.
I don't know what you mean. It was the town of Port Vale. Literally had an Aldi in it, and that was it. Relegation candidates then. Sam, who would you earmark to go down? Any of those teams that have just come up, or any others that you think about?
In my heart always says Wigan Athletic, but somehow they'll manage to stay up. Just look at this League One now. I think Bradford will definitely stay up.
Me too.
I think Bradford will definitely stay up. You never know with Wimbledon, because again, I know it's not the same Wimbledon. Well, it is. Fuck MK Dons. But they're similar to Bradford. They're a historic club, and it's a name that you want to see up there.
They showed a bit of stealing playoffs as well. Like they didn't concede a lot of goals, and
No.
So I actually think those two, I give them two a good chance of staying up. Doncaster, a bit of a yo-yo club, can see going down.
Port Vale.
I don't know. Again, I'd probably argue that Port Vale are a League One club.
With Darren Moore as well, who's done a good job with them.
Yeah. I don't know. I can see Burton going down. They've danced with it last season, didn't they?
Yeah, but you've got to think about the job what Gary Bowyer did with them.
Yeah.
Like, he did a phenomenal job
There's
keeping them up. They were destined to go down.
there's
They were like
clubs
8 points away.
there's clubs that might have just ran out of luck, like Exeter,
Yeah.
Mansfield, maybe.
It could even be Leighton Orient, like maybe they've just pushed it too far, and then you never
Well,
know.
especially if they don't have Hellman either, then
Yeah.
Yeah.
what have they got?
There's
Nothing.
Leighton Orient,
Kevin Nolan's Northampton as well. Who
Again, is that heart over head because he's actually not achieved much. He's very inexperienced, isn't he?
Yeah.
I know he did like Leighton Orient like 5-6 years ago, and he's earned his craft under Moyes and stuff. But if he wasn't a former Bolton player, I'd be like, bloody hell, he's shit.
Ben, yourself, who would you sort of any surprises? You think?
I think that sort of covers it. Really, you might see someone like Stevenage drop a bit. But no, I think that's pretty. I mean, the question is if Burton can survive on 46 draws. I
Done
don't.
it before.
46 probably keeps you up.
Yeah, it probably does. They've been busy. Burton, they brought in Tavares, Dylan Williams from Chelsea under 21s, McKiernan from Lincoln, and Jack Beasley from Blackpool. Exeter, not a lot of business under Gary Caldwell, who seems to just keep clinging on for his dear life. Nigel Clough, Ryan Sweeney from Burton, a decent one. And Kyle McAdam on loan from Notts Forest. Not a great deal of a bit. Northampton, they were one of those clubs that ended up with a load of contracts running out like these like lower clubs do. Michael Jacobs from Chesterfield, Ross Fitzsimmons, who apparently is still playing.
He was our like third
Yeah.
choice in like 2006 or something.
Elliot
Friedman signed him,
List.
didn't he? Friedman signed him.
Elliot List just reminds me of every time I play FIFA career and he just like bangs loads of goals in.
Hey, it's a good signing for them, that you know.
Yeah.
He didn't do anything at Stevenage, did he? He didn't do anything in League One. Stevenage again, Phoenix Patterson just because of his name. Chem Campbell from Wolves. Be interesting. So there's some clubs I've earmarked for mid-table obscurity. How do you think Jordan Wigan Athletic will do based on business, based on how they performed last season?
See, Wigan, for a start, they needed to get a few players in. Mullin is a very shrewd signing. Because he knows where the back of the net is, doesn't he? It's just whether they can get him going. He's not started a game since fucking January. So we'll see. They signed some guy called Fraser Murray from Kilmarnock as well. They always seem sign Scottish players. And that Christian Sadie's all right as well. But overall, the quality of their squad overall, I don't see them finishing much higher than 12. Any higher than 12, really.
No, and that's where they should be.
Yeah. I mean, I'd love them to go down. I'd love them to go down.
Thing is with Mullin as well. Yeah, he knows what back at net is, but he's constant. The reason he hardly ever played for Wrexham last season because he's always injured.
Well, yeah.
So it's
probably why no one's gone for him on a permanent.
Well, yeah.
I mean,
he got 3 goals in last.
If you look at it like on reflection, at first I was like, I can't believe he's gone Wigan. Like I thought he'd be aiming higher, but then when you just said 3 goals last year, I bet he didn't play more than 20 games. The majority of his goals have come in League Two or National League, haven't they? So,
he was too good for the National League, wasn't
far
he?
too good for the National League.
Well, he just won League One Golden Boot, and he went National League.
Well, it's thingy, wasn't it? He came up when we came up from League Two, didn't he? With Cambridge, when Cambridge won the league,
of course,
it's either going to go really well, that move, or really like.
I could see him fucking bagging against doors.
Was Ryan Lowe manager when we played him last time?
Yeah.
Obviously that connection with Shuey. There'll be an interesting one, Wigan. I have never felt more confident about beating them. I think
I feel
that
like
said
we brought the hoodoo now, haven't we?
I think that curse is broken now, and I like Wigan away in the back end of the season. It just feels right for some reason. But if we're trying to like get automatics and we have to play them, you'd rather get it's normally Wigan at home right near the beginning where our hopes and dreams get broken, and then Wigan away where our hopes and dreams get broken. There's Lincoln City. They've always like there's such like they like purple patch, aren't they? They'll have a great run where they'll either push away to get close to the playoffs right near the end, or they'll be teetering around near the bottom. Scabala's only made one signing so far. He brought in Sonny Bradley from Derby, which isn't a bad one.
That's a good
I
sign.
rate him.
The 12-1 for promotion, same as Wigan. Lincoln again, they could go either way. I think an interesting one will be Barnsley. Obviously, Conor Hourihan. It's going to be his first senior management position. Obviously, he took him on, didn't he, towards the back end of last year.
Yeah.
But I think it could be
Dictos.
yeah.
My
brain's deleted last season. I can't remember.
I could see Barnsley flopping big time.
Have they signed anyone of any worth?
No, Murphy
Sonny
Cooper
Bradley.
QPR. No, Sonny Bradley's Lincoln.
Yeah, of course.
Has Keller Dunn stayed or has he gone?
He's on the market. I don't think he's gonna stay.
I don't fancy them at all. I think it could be a real baptism of fire.
Hourihan seems like a really nice bloke as well, but you can't be nice when you're managing a League One team.
Also, like these young managers, you've got to cut your teeth somewhere, haven't you? And it could be the place for him.
We love burying Barnsley. We do it every few months, it feels like.
And they always prove us wrong.
Yeah.
But yeah, obviously they're a team as well who want some redemption after a poor season like we had. Just sick of playing them. Sick of League One. Sick of League One altogether. They're 6-1 for promotion if you fancy a flutter, or 20-1 to win the lot.
Not a chance.
Leyton Orient, obviously under Richie Wellings, they're getting sort of pillaged, aren't they? A lot of the better players have either been pulled back from loans or are wanting to sort of be bought. It screams that team who sort of missed the boat on a big push. And I think they're going to be dragged down near the bottom.
I really do. They released a lot of players as well. A lot.
Well, they were released, and half of them they had a lot of their starting lineup were on loans as well. So it's going to put them in a really tough spot.
Have they still got Galbraith, or has he gone somewhere now?
Swear to God, he's gone somewhere or going somewhere. He's going to Huddersfield. They've not confirmed it, but
is he not signed yet?
No.
Because if they lose him, then that's going to be a big fucking problem.
Well, don't worry, they've signed a man called Killian Cahill from Brighton on a free.
Oh, great. The magician.
The French Gary.
I would like Galbraith at Bolton.
Yeah, I mean, if you offer it me, I'm not going to say no.
He's 24, proven, obviously good pedigree coming from United's academy. Here's an interesting one. Sam, I'll chuck this one at you. Rotherham United went into last season throwing money at transfers with Steve Evans as manager. Massive flop of a season. They haven't really done anything in the transfer window and have got someone called Matt Hamshaw as their manager now. How do you fancy their chances?
I mean, what's his credentials?
Matt Hamshaw, janitor.
I think he's groundsman, isn't he?
Yeah.
I'll
have a look at Matt Hamshaw for you.
So a lot of fans will be looking at Rotherham probably similarly look at us as a fallen giant that should be doing better and should come back better second season. But they were just bobbins last season, weren't they? Other than against us, of course. I think they need a big rebuild, really. I think they tried to, because they did really early business, didn't they, last summer? And we were all like, they signed two of Portsmouth title-winning defence.
Clark Harris.
They signed Clark Harris, so we thought, right, so that's solid at the back, proven League One goal scorer at the front.
They got that fullback as well, didn't they? What's he called? He's got the same name as the fella from Chelsea.
Reece James.
Reece James,
Drogba.
yeah.
Oh,
Didier Drogba.
Claude McAlealy, that's the one, yeah.
Yeah.
You're not about
But,
John Obi Mikel, are you?
There's a lot of other teams that I'd probably say would finish above Rotherham. But
They've
again,
not
they're one
brought
of them.
anyone in.
Hammelshaw, by the way, is the interim coach.
Well, says a lot. But we didn't think Wickham would be anywhere near the top 6 last season. They were basically in the top 2 until the last 3 weeks.
Remember Mansfield started as well. There could be
and we didn't
like
think
that.
Leighton up. We called Leighton Orient off, didn't we? After we beat them, we thought they'd nosedive to like 10th, and they got to playoff final. So who knows? But no, it wouldn't be a team I'd be putting money on to gain promotion.
Here's one for you, Ben. I've got my opinion on this, but Peterborough United.
I think they're good. Peterborough like a team that's dying. Their transfer policy it's worked for them in the past, but I think it's now reaching a point where they actually could do with some of these experienced players.
The funnel stopped at the other end, hasn't it? Like the tap turned off of these brilliant players because they're doing it at such a high rate of selling.
Yeah.
Like it's ridiculous.
So
So
it's I think it's definitely reached a point now where it in terms of bringing money into the club, it might be doing them the world of good. But they kind of need to start investing it on players that don't play for Chesterfield.
yeah, they have brought in someone, haven't they, yesterday, who was.
He didn't get the second most goals in the National League, did he?
Is that Brandon Keller from Birmingham they brought in today? We didn't get a kick for him.
Honestly.
Well, I rest my case.
I can see it going really badly, and I think some Peterborough fans are actually a little bit worried right now.
I bet they wish they had Joel Randall.
Right, so I'm gonna give you some information now.
Thank you.
They sold Harrison Burrows and Ronnie Edwards.
Sheffield United.
That's 7 million altogether there. Obviously, Johnson Clark Harris, Daly Campbell, Joel Randall, Charlie O'Connell, Jack Sparks, David Ajiboye, Kabongo Shimanga, Harley Mills, Mohamed Ashushaw, Jadel Katango, Sam Curtis all went out last season.
You could have made some of them up.
I know, yeah. You're just taking my word for it there.
They still got silverware and beat Birmingham in the final, though. To be fair,
yeah. They've Ricky J. Jones has gone to Germany. Hector Cipriano's gone.
They're actually they're rinsing themselves.
Have they got any players?
Sam Hughes has gone. Kwame Poku's gone. Jed Steer's gone.
Sam Hughes hasn't gone. They've signed Sam Hughes, haven't they?
They might have signed him back.
Well, he belonged to Stockport, so I don't know if he was on loan.
He was
They
on
definitely
loan, yeah.
signed him.
They were all right. Okay, they must have signed him after the loan. I stand corrected, but
We even still have 15 players that have just left.
Yeah, well, Poku's gone now as well. Like it's an interesting one. I fancy them to be near the bottom. I know we're burying a lot of teams here, but
Well, I'll be honest, man. The more go down, the better for me.
Well, the way I look at it now, this could be the easiest League One we've ever seen.
fuck off.
Blackpool finished 9th under Steve Bruce, never really got going, but had a real rough time with Critchley and his Everett ball style of play. And then obviously Bruce had some tragic time, didn't he, which kept him out for a bit. But they kept him on to give him a go. They brought in some good players. They brought in that Michael Ihihiwe from Sheffield Wednesday, Fraser Horsfall from Stockport, and George Honeyman for a grand old fee of £0. So all 3 transfers.
Good business that.
Yeah.
Signed Ennis as well.
They've just signed Ennis, yeah, breaking news. 6-1 for promotion, 28-1 to win the lot. What do you reckon then, Jordan? Blackpool?
They'll be similar to where they were last season, just skirting outside the playoffs, between 10th and 6th. I don't see them pulling up trees, but they'll do all right. They won't be an easy team to play, but I don't see them pushing on for promotion.
We won't beat them at their place, will we? Let's be honest.
God, no.
And Sam's fucking door.
There's a Steve Bruce factor, though, isn't there? He knows how to win games. He knows how to, you know,
He's got
good signings
he's got
there.
a
Some
summer, hasn't
very
he,
good
as well?
signings.
He's got a summer, so it'll be interesting. Um, Bolton Wanderers I've put under the promotion contenders. Contenders, Jordan spelt it as.
Contenders.
Early predictions based on the team we have now. Where do we see us finishing based on the team we have now?
Probably in the top 24.
Brilliant.
With the team we have now, probably about 8th. I think we need
Where we finished.
Yeah, we need more firepower. We need more goals, and we need to shore up that defence.
We need some wingers if you want to play them.
There's a lot of work that's needed on this team.
Yeah.
Would anyone argue with that? I know past 3 seasons we've done this. We've all been saying we're going up.
We're at the moment 8th and 6th, but I feel like we're cooking.
It's just such a unpredictable one, because we actually have no idea how we're going to play.
We don't really know these players.
I couldn't name that. I couldn't even hazard a guess of the starting 11 on the first game of the season.
No,
we've got wingers. They've just got glass knees. That's the problem.
they're not particularly pacey apart from that Aussie Tutu and Shun can run. But so there is a lot more, and obviously he's going to be playing a completely different style as well. So we don't really know what we'll. He was playing with what he got basically, didn't he? He took over at the end of the transfer window with one fucking big giraffe whoever decided to buy, and he did what he could, and obviously it died a death in it, which we all saw coming. He started to get rid of some of the players who don't necessarily have the right attitude, we'll say, and that'll probably continue if we get the right offers. So we'll do a proper run in with Bolton and have when things are looking a bit more formed. Reading, obviously out of transfer trouble. They also new owners. Noel Hunt still manager, did a cracking job after Sellers left. He's now at Sheffield United. Gets about, doesn't he?
Why did Hunt sack him, by the way?
It's ridiculous.
Full of dickheads, aren't they, basically?
It's that fella from Fenerbahce. He's not got a fucking clue.
But you think about them, they did well with very little transfers. They've brought in a couple of players already, Jack Stevens and Paddy O'Connor.
Played for another league.
And they've got a solid squad, so I think they could be contenders, Reading. I actually got a little bit of a soft spot for them just based on what they have been through, and I hope they do well. So it'll be an interesting one. That here's one for you. Stockport County.
Don't want to play them.
Has the bubble burst, or will we see more of the same?
They will get 6 points.
Top 4. I think top 4, me. Definitely.
They're still horrible bastards to play. It's the sort of style that'll get them up.
They're a club on the up, aren't they? They've got a load of new fans who originally weren't even like Stockport fans. They've brought a lot of young people on to sort of, and people like are buzzing going watching them.
Well, I mean, predominantly Stockport. People from Stockport used to support City. Like that was, and then now they're actually supporting Stockport. It's a bit like a Wigan thing, isn't it? Where most people from Wigan were Liverpool United fans.
Yeah, and you learned they had a team.
It's giving them something to get behind, though, isn't it? Because they are like, I can understand it. It's a team that you can sort of get behind, back. Yeah. Good manager.
Apparently, they've got one of the best match day experiences in the league.
Yeah, and they've had a lot of success in a short amount of time, haven't they? And it all got kick-started by doing us in FA Cup.
Yeah, well, they're the kind of team who, like said, just give them the 6 points now. They're like the new Wigan now in my mind. Like, I just can't be arsed with them. But what we need to be is we need to become that handful. What kept doing over these Everett sides, we need to be what Bolton Wanderers has been known for. Just a massive pain to play for. Like play against.
No nonsense. Like, no nonsense.
Can you be arsed playing these men? That's got to be the be the feeling, and hopefully Shuey's got that intention, and Fergal's very busy man as well, isn't he, at the moment?
Looks like he takes no shit, Fergal, as well.
No,
He's ruthless.
very, very, very clear.
Busier than fucking Santa at the moment.
Jordan, then Wycombe Wanderers. What do you see them doing? Not really brought any big names in. A bit of an unknown manager who didn't really carry on what the previous gaffer did. The chap who went to Luton. His name passes me. Can't remember his name. How do you think they'll do?
I really, really don't know. They had a few big loans in, didn't they? They're going to lose Richard Cornet. We signed. Well, we got they lost Simons, didn't they?
No.
We signed him. There's no what's the big fucker at back called who we had for a
Caleb
bit?
Taylor.
Caleb Taylor had a blinder. Morley not there anymore. The players they brought in, apart from Katerna from Crawley, who seemed like one of their only shining lights. I don't know any of the rest of them. So, I don't know. I really don't know with them. Is it one of them with them? Did they give it a push and that's as far as they can go? I don't know.
So Mike Dodds' experience is that he's been Sunderland caretaker manager 3 times.
What, on Football Manager?
He's the assistant manager for Mike Bassett, and he does it.
Dodsey. Good team. Good group of lads. So we'll see. Huddersfield, obviously, one that has been raising eyebrows. Some brilliant business so far. Joe Law, Sean Ruffin, Marcus Harness, Ryan Ledson, Murray Wallace, Josh Feeney, and obviously linked with a whole other group of players. That goalkeeper from Palace they're linked with. What do you think about them, Ben? Does it look like a Rotherham in repeat, or do you think Huddersfield mean business?
I think a large part of it is going to be down to what Lee Grant's like as a manager. It's like Hurahan. There's no way of knowing how that's going to go. Keepers being managers is weird. It's
there's
weird.
a very successful one in the Premier League right now.
There is, but it's still weird.
Yeah.
Like the only one I can think of is Nigel Adkins.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah.
But I think the signings seem more inspired on the whole than the Rotherham ones did. If you take them as like a collective, it's a bit gutting that we've been linked with so many of them and missed out. But no, I do fancy him to do well, like a much better season than they had last season.
It's his first senior manager job again. Looking at this league, it is genuinely there for the taking, but there's a lot of inexperience. It's a real strange league this year.
There's a lot of similar sized clubs going for the same places and the same players.
Yeah.
Us and Huddersfield.
What we have, though, is a manager who's done it before.
That's true.
There's not many managers in this league who have.
What I identified to Ryan and Ben the other day was that I think I've seen majority of the managers in this league actually play football. That shows how young they all are.
We're all bitches, that's why.
Oh,
yeah, turn 30 now, it's fucked. Text age
a few weeks.
When you're trying to find your date of birth, when you're putting something in online.
Text age, you have a piss.
Text age, you have a piss. Stop.
Keep groaning when I stand up.
Grey pubes, fucked. Here's a weird one then. Cardiff City, with that team, they had no right going down, really. Brian Barry Murphy is their manager.
How Welsh is that name? Barry Murphy.
Did Ramsey take over near the end?
Yeah.
Yeah, they've gone to Mexico.
Yeah, he did a Shearer.
He's escaped.
That proper shady behaviour, that, isn't it? No signings so far.
Well, they've only just got a manager in. I mean, for the past couple of weeks, isn't it?
I'd be very worried if I was a Cardiff fan. That club's not in a good place. I think they could be in danger of dropping down again. I really do.
He's from the City group. This
No.
Brian Barry Murphy.
Fergal.
Previous at Rochdale as well. Yeah, he's a bit again another sort of unknown entity, but yeah, teams who get used to losing can go down again. Luton going down a third time. I don't see that happening.
No.
Luton have not spent well, or well, they don't spent full stop in the Championship, and I think they had a lot of players who had one eye on the Premier League moves, and they didn't want to be there. Matt Bloomfield came in far too late. How do we think they're going to do? Luton Town.
They'll be up there. They'll be up there, I think.
Yeah.
Is Carlton Morris gone to Derby?
I don't know. He definitely has, but he's
He's
heavily linked.
he's their figurehead, isn't he? Isn't it weird? Do you remember when we were at that FA Cup game and we were like, "Oh, this will be a league fixture soon." What we thought we were going up.
Yeah, I mean I enjoyed that game. To be fair, Victor Adebieju had the game of his life.
Yeah,
He did play really well, yeah.
So still at Luton, James Shea, Thomas Kaminski, Tom Lockyer, Mads Anderson.
Mads Anderson, God,
Found his
how
way back
good he
League
was
One.
at Barnsley.
Yeah,
Taden Mengi, Reece Burke. I'll skip the ones we don't know. Alfie Doherty, decent player, far too good at this.
As if he's still there.
Fellow Asgard, Marvelous Nakamba, Tahith Chong, Jordan
They're
Clark.
going to lose a lot of these players.
Yeah, no chance. No chance these lot stay. Carlton Morris is still on the books. Collie Woodrow, Elijah Adebayo, Jacob Brown,
All these
Jones.
Championship Premier League players.
No, I can't see them holding on to any of these players, you know.
Alfie Doherty, though, like, it weren't that long ago people were calling for him to be an England squad.
Yeah. Question's going to be, though, do you really want to sign players coming off the back of a double relegation?
I think they need a fresh start, don't they? But they've not been busy. They brought in George Saville and Cal Naismith so far, so they've not been busy. But you need to sort of weed out those.
It's like what we're doing. You need to get rid of some of the players first.
Get rid of the rot.
There's some wages there as well.
Yeah.
Oh, big time. Big time.
I can't imagine Marvelous is on the cheap.
No. That guy, is it Mpanza? What is his name?
He's released
Mpanzu. Yeah, he's finally left them.
I was kind of hoping he'd do non-league to the Prem and all the way back
again. Plymouth Argyle, another one, Tom Cleverley. Grew up with Tom Cleverley and Michael Carrick in Man United's midfield, and now they're both managers. You old bitch. Those rumours about Bale have been rubbish. Apparently he's looking at Cardiff now about being a buyer for him. It's part of a consortium. Brought in Bradley Ibrahim from Hertha Berlin. We were linked with him. Caleb Watts, Jamie Patterson, Jack McKenzie, and Xavier Amici from FC Magdeburg.
I don't even recall him kicking a ball for us. I can't remember him.
He scored a goal, but I think it was...
I remember him scoring. It was 1-1. He scored in a 1-1 game, didn't he?
Well done.
That's it.
Well done, Xavier.
Well done on that goal 4 years ago.
How do you think they'll do, Ben? What do you reckon?
They'll be all right. I don't think Cleverley's a bad manager. But I think there's so many of these teams where it just depends on what the new manager's going to be like.
Do you know what? To back that up, I didn't think he should have been sacked from Watford.
No, I agree.
No, but it was always coming.
It was always coming because that's what...
Yeah, the itchy trigger finger.
But it's like Michael Carrick being sacked from Middlesbrough again. That was shit. Sellers being sacked from Hull. There's been some... And it could come to bite him in the arse. I think it's a real good chance for Tom Cleverley to be... They'll invest in him. And I think it's a good opportunity for him to do a good job. 8-1 for promotion, Plymouth Argyle. If you fancy it, a flutter.
They'll be up there.
What a we.
What a we. I'll tell you. I'll tell you when I can see it. Bolton Wanderers. We are 11-1 to win it, 7-2 for promotion.
Fucking hell.
Short that.
Yeah, considering we've named about 4 different issues we need to fix before the season starts.
Yeah, I think as well. We don't look at what the other teams have. We don't know their issues in depth. Do we?
Also, people setting the odds don't know the team the way we do.
Do they
No.
thought? Do they thought?
Well, you think about it, if you're talking purely stats, finished 8th last season, and we've just lost our top goal scorer and our 2 keepers potentially, and
Yeah.
our captain potentially. So if you weren't a Bolton fan and you looked at that on paper, you'd be like, bloody hell, they're fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are they doing? What are they doing? But we know that it's needed a lot of this.
Yeah.
So the fixtures are out tomorrow. Quick one then. Who do we fancy for first home game, first away? Ben.
I want a Yorkshire away game first. That isn't Barnsley.
Bradford.
Yeah, something like Bradford, Doncaster, Huddersfield. That'd be great.
Oh, Huddersfield would be good, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Somewhere with a good away allocation.
Well, it depends. Do we know what? Because they did it last year, didn't they? Where all the leagues kick off at different times. So as long as we're not the early one and we can do Huddersfield properly, that's what I want.
Oh yeah, because
it's a good day out that, but it's because Julian Derby was manager though, and that was the
12 o'clock kickoff, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. Everyone were dead sober in ground. It was dead weird. I'd like Bradford away as our first game. First home game, I'd just like something like Stevenage or Mansfield,
Lincoln, something like that.
Or we can turn over.
Yeah, someone we can just get our foot.
Get the legs stretched a bit.
Yeah, just warm ourselves in. We have some more news. Would you like to say it, Sam, or shall I do it?
You can do it.
Right, so unfortunately, Sam is going to be stepping away as a full-time member of the podcast. We'd like to thank Sam for his 3 years that he's given us so far. This isn't goodbye, it's just see you soon. But obviously, if you do want to ever be on, there's always going to be that spot open for you, even if it is just intermittently. Jordan's got his book on there.
I'm just going to give it a little plug as well. I'm about a quarter way in. I've never read a book before, so I'm a bit slow, but I'm really enjoying it so far. And I'm learning.
You could have just not said that, couldn't you?
No,
I know.
I'm learning a lot about Bolton as well, because obviously me and Ryan, we came to join Bolton a lot later than the rest of the podcast, and I'm learning things that I didn't know. So I definitely recommend Measured Spirit.
Thank you very much, Jordan, and thank you very much, Ryan, for your lovely words. I've really, really enjoyed being part of Trotter Chatter, and like you've said, Ryan, it's not farewell, it's see you later. I'm sure I'll be back for the odd special, and I don't think I will want to miss the Christmas special. I've got to fight for the starters again, so I'm sure I'll be back for that.
It's always open.
That's what when there's some hot opinions, you're like, oh, I've got to say this. I need a forum to say it on. This does mean that a very brave move from. We've had a word with the overlords at Trotter Chatter HQ, and we are going to be announcing some open trials for season 4. We're going public, ladies and gentlemen. So we're giving you, the fans, an opportunity to get involved with the podcast once more. It's how we've met a lot of you for the first time. It's how we met Sam and Lewis for the first time, including all the others who we've had on and we meet up with on match days. So if you are interested, please get in touch. There's going to be plenty of opportunity too. But I suppose for today, I've been Ryan.
I've been Ben.
I've been Jordan.
And I've been thankful to the pod.
Thank you, Sam. See you next week, everyone. We're going to be looking at fixtures next week. Laters.
See you later, fellas.
Bye.